Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa
How
barakatuh.
you doing, Imam
I'm
Tom?
doing well. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. You're a very popular guy. Allahumma barak.
Astaghfirullah, I don't want to be popular. Just popular with the angels, inshallah.
Inshallah, ya Rab. So I have a very soft question for you to start, inshallah, this conversation
I
with.
only take hard questions.
You only take hard questions?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll give you a hard question,
Okay,
inshallah.
bismillah.
Why do you guys kill people who leave your religion?
Fantastic. Every society believes in killing people for something. I'm getting there. Every society believes that there are some things that are worth killing for
Mm-hmm.
and dying for, and every society believes that there are some things that you should kill other people for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the first way that a lot of these questions are framed, they are framed with an assumption that Islam is somehow particular or strange, and that we're the only ones that believe in killing people for anything. Okay? That's not true. One time I was in a grocery store in America, where I'm from. There was sort of like a display of beer cans
Yeah.
arranged to look like a tank. This was for one of the religious, I called it religious, slip of the tongue, military holidays.
Yeah.
Right? So every society, if you go through the streets of New York State or any place in the United States, you have pictures of the war heroes, of the Korean War, the Vietnam War,
Yeah.
of World War II, of every, Desert Storm, all these sorts of things.
Yeah.
Every society believes in killing people for something.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, you have to make apples to apples and actually look at those things. What do you believe in killing for? Is it justified, right? Is it arbitrary, right? What are the types of things? Then we can have an actual comparison and conversation. So if someone comes and says, "Oh, apostasy, like you Muslims, you just want to kill people," I say, "Hold on, you also like to kill people, just for different things." And so what are the things that you kill people for? And is it the same as what we think on the books? We're not even going to get into the practicality of it because that comes later. But in principle, what do you believe that people should be killed for? There are U.S. citizens that support certain ideologies or support certain movements, and they're killed by their own government,
Mm-hmm.
right? This happens. And this is seen as normal and justified. And so let's not play the game like you don't, this society does it and this, no, everybody does it.
Yeah.
But we have to compare apples to apples. What are they doing it for? When it comes to the question of what is worth putting someone to death for, okay, some are more obvious than others. Somebody takes somebody else's life. Others are a little bit less obvious, such as treachery. Okay, what is an existential threat to the state? Okay, so this is something that I think most people can agree upon.
Mm-hmm.
If there is somebody who poses an existential threat to the state and what the state stands for, then in most countries you become the legitimate target of death, to put it bluntly, right? So if you are sort of opposed to the personality of the state, in any sort of thing, we have this right going on now with Palestine. Right? There are some people that are coming out in support of Palestine. The Zionists are trying to tar and feather them, making them seem like supporters of terrorists and Hamas, and Hamas equals terrorism equals ISIS, right? This is the sort of line that they're playing so that it'll offend the personality of the state and the state can inflict violence on those people. Okay? Is that legitimate? I would say no, that's not legitimate. Okay? What are the interests of the state or the personality of the state that's so sacred that's being violated? There is no really sacred thing. It's just this is national interest. That's what we have.
Yeah.
So nobody asks twice about should certain people die or be killed for national interest or not. I'm saying national interest is a very poor reason to kill people, right?
Yeah.
Or at least it's very undefined and very easily manipulated.
Yeah.
So apostasy. So why do you guys kill people for supposedly leaving religion? Well, that's not true because religion, what we mean by religion is not the same thing that you mean religion. We don't believe that religion is just simply a set of propositions that you choose to believe in or choose to not believe in, like you like ice cream or you like cake or you like chocolate or vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
No, we believe that what is deen, what is Islam, it's an entire project of self-formation that builds a moral capacity in people. Okay? And it's very interesting because this is a very foreign concept to people who have a Western definition of law. They're used to thinking about law as criminal law.
Mm-hmm.
In Islam, if you pick up any law book, any book of fiqh, what does it start with? Water. And how you clean yourself. And then how you pray. That's expressing gratitude to your creator. And then how you fast. That's expressing, sort of gratitude for your food. And then zakat. And then hajj. You only get to criminal punishments, what the West would call law, at the very end.
Yeah.
Why? Because this is an entire program of self-formation that's supposed to build a moral capacity.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, what does it mean for someone to apostate, right, or to apostatize from this? What it means within the society is that somebody rejects the entire projects of self-formation in the first place. They're saying, I refuse to become a better person. I refuse to become a morally capable actor. I am actually going to inhibit my moral capacity as an individual so that I'm not going to be able to refuse a bribe. I'm going to be liable to be seduced by somebody. I'm going to be liable to cheat somebody. I'm going to be liable to kill somebody because I have not gone through this process. I've refused it categorically after I signed up for it. That's the key too. After I signed up for it, I refused this entire project of self-formation. Now you tell me or not, is that person a threat to society or not? That person is a threat to society. Okay, let's imagine you signed up, and again, so there's shurut and there's mawani. There's conditions that have to be in place. There are certain exceptional sort of cases that would prevent this law from being applied. That's where everybody knows and everybody talks about that. But we have to talk about putting it on its correct terms first. Okay, so when it comes to let's give an example. Okay, let's imagine that you sign up for a gym membership. You're trying to get married. Are you married yet?
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah. So you're trying to get a second wife maybe, and so you sign up for the gym. Okay, like most people do when they want to get married, they sign up for the gym. Okay, you sign up for a personal trainer. You want to go the extra mile. He says you're going to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C. This is going to be a program. Here's your nutrition. Here's your meal plan. This is what it's going to take in order to build your capacity to be this type of person. Okay, you come into the gym. You're taking up his time, and you refuse. You say, I'm not going to do that. But you signed up for it. Yeah, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. And not only that, you sit there on the weights, you take up space, you prevent other people from doing it too. Yeah. Don't they have the right to remove you in some type of way or fashion? Okay, so this is alluding to some of the conditions and mo'anit and the sort of, I'm not sure how to translate mo'anit, but something that could prevent the application of this law is that it has to be something that you signed up for. Okay, and this is why some of these things, like they don't apply in our particular time and place. Obviously, it doesn't apply in a place that's Western because there is no Islamic governance. Okay, so there's a whole structure of Islamic governance that has to be in place because this is a qada issue. This is an issue of a court. You know, you have to go through, there has to be confession or witnesses, or there has to be some sort of back and forth between you and the legal apparatus, right? This isn't something that is like Aladdin, like someone's going to come and get you on the street, right? And in addition to that, it is predicated upon the society being whole and functionally sort of forming your Islamic identity. Okay, so it's not somebody who gets vaguely interested in Islam online and then they say, oh yeah, like I'm going to take the Shahada, and then it's like, oh, you know what? Wait a second. Here's Fox News or here's this other news. No, this is not for me. That's not the situation that we're talking about when we're talking about these things that are on the books. Yeah. Okay, we're talking about somebody who is fully aware, hujjah, right? That there's complete hujjah against this person. This person, hujjah, like definitive proof, like the person knows, and the only reason they're rejecting is their inad, right? Is their deliberate rebellion. A person who only refuses this project of moral capacity out of their just stubborn, arrogant rebellion, that person is the biggest threat to society. And that's a way better reason to punish someone than national interest, because it has to do with the moral capacity of individuals and has to do with the moral capacity of society, the ability for people to do the right thing and establish justice on earth.
All right, one last question. Hopefully it's not too big of a question, but is death the only way?
No, and that's why if you go into the books of qada, there's tadarruj, right? There's darajat. There's like a process. Like it's not just like, oh, that's it. It's like the first thing is to assess the person. Are they mentally sane, right? Do they actually know enough about Islam to meaningfully reject it, right? Like we talked about. Is this person being forced? Is this person ignorant? Do they have a misunderstanding, right? You can't compare the level of hujjah that applied to, for example, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ and the Quraysh at the time of the Prophet ﷺ to people now that they're reading some like English translation, right, online or on their phones. Those are two completely disanalogous situations, right? So there's many things that come into play. And then even with other crimes, right? No, death is the last instance. And in fact, if we're comparing apples to apples, Islamic law resorts to death as a last resort way sort of down the line and less recklessly than Western law does, right? Because there's a process of back and forth between the legal apparatus of the state and the potential criminal. Do you understand what you're doing? No, come on, let's really just, like back and forth. Even if someone were to have this particular case, right? So this doesn't exist within Western law, right? They look on the books, they look through your thing. No, you're guilty. We're going to throw the book at you. We're going to make an example out of you. Solitary confinement, maybe the death penalty, et cetera, case closed, right?
Wow.
So I'll stand on the Sharia any day, comparing it to Western law.
100%. Thank you very much, Imam Tom. May Allah bless you immensely. Alhamdulillah.
Ameen.
And inshallah, see you on the next one.
Inshallah, barakallahu feek.